Hello Internet, this video is part of the Dream Garage playlist on Scott's Garage, where I have been finishing an unfinished 40-year-old garage into what is for me a dream garage. In this video, I will finish unboxing this 14-inch louvered exhaust fan by HG Power. Keep watching. So this video goes back a year. A year ago, I had just finished insulating the garage, putting the ceiling in, insulating the attic, and I got viewer advice as far as ventilation. Now, there's ventilation on the overhang on both sides, the north and the south, but there wasn't like a main ventilation fan or exhaust fan. And many of you said, yes, for sure, put in a bigger exhaust vent. And a company called HG reached out to me and they sent me their product. It's sold on Amazon. And they said, we'll just give it to you, see what you think. And I looked at it, I started doing a video and review, and I basically told them I can't use this. We live in Montana, and there can be some extreme weather here. And the metal was just way too thin on the louvers, and I just knew the wind would just rip it apart. So I said, this isn't going to work. But they reached out to me, and they said, well, give us a second chance. We've received other input, and we agree it needs to be thicker metal, more for exterior ventilation. And so they sent me this fan. This is their new and improved louvered exhaust fan. And I've already taken it out of the box, obviously. And it is a great improvement from their first version. And so far, I am not disappointed with this fan. Let me show you how it works basically. So you have the power supply, and I'll be putting in a special switch that senses humidity and also temperature. So if the garage attic reaches a certain temperature, it's going to turn on, or if there's enough moisture in the garage, it will turn on. Right now, it simply has a speed control switch. You can control how much the fan blows. But basically, inside the garage is the fan side. The louvered side then obviously faces the exterior, and any outdoor wind is just going to keep this shut. However, when you turn it on, the louvers open up and it ventilates the garage, and it's quite a good flow of air. And again, the metal is much improved from the first version. Now, a few other things about this fan. It comes obviously with some hardware. If you're putting it into a cement block wall, you'd use the anchors. And I may or may not use these leg bolts. It comes with a screen, and I will be using this. I don't want any bugs, wasps, flies, or anything getting into my garage attic. So I'll be using this. And to install this, I'll have to take off 4 bolts, and I'll have to cut some holes, drill some holes where those bolts go, and it simply goes in between the fan and the louvers. All right, I got the screen on easy enough. Hopefully it won't restrict the airflow that much. Let's give it a try. No, it works just fine. Now, as far as installation, this is what I came up with. This is how I'm going to go about it. I made a frame out of 3/4 inch, and then this probably is like 3-inch trim, and I painted it with exterior paint to match the outside of the house. And the siding is also 3/4 of an inch thick. So combined, this will be a good 1.5 inch thick to screw into. Now, when I made this frame, I know that it fits over the louvers. And so what I'm going to do is basically I will center this on the outside, use my air nail gun and put it in place. And then I'm going to take my Sawzall. I'll drill some holes first of all in the corners and use my Sawzall, cut a nice even cut around the inside frame. And then again, I know that it'll fit over the exhaust fan. And then I'll go up in the attic with the fan. I'll put it in place. I'll attach it with the leg bolts, and then we'll hook up power. Finally, before I install the louvered exhaust fan, I also purchased what is called a Smart Digital Temperature and Humidity Controller by Elitech. And what this allows me to do is that I plug into this first through the AC, and then this has an output that goes to the fan. It's a switch basically. If it gets too hot in the attic, it'll turn the fan on, or if the humidity reaches a certain point, it will turn the exhaust fan on. Now, for your convenience, I'll put an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. Again, if you use any of my links, it costs you the same from Amazon. Eventually, Amazon will send me a very small portion of the sale. So let me take this out of the box. This got a real good rating on Amazon. So again, just a basic, not a basic, but a switch, and you have two outputs that you could control. I'll only be using one. So this will go into my extension cord or outlet box in the attic, and then I'll set the humidity and the temperature. This is the sensor for the humidity, and it plugs in here. But anyway, this should make it a lot better and control the fan automatically. Now let's get this thing installed. Okay, I'm going to test it first of all just by plugging it in directly before I hook up the humidity temperature switch. All right, there it is, working beautifully. Okay, for test purposes, I set it so that if it got below 75, it would turn on, which it did. And I think I set the humidity for 35, which is not 35% yet, but it is 78 degrees in here. Therefore, it turned on. I'll probably set it down from there. I don't think, perhaps even like 100 degrees and over, I'll have it turn on. But it's working great, and I hope you got some value from this video. Okay, here it is, the final look installed. Personally, I'm very pleased. I think it looks neat and clean. It was a very easy install. I want to thank HG for supplying this exhaust fan for me. And overall, I'm very pleased with it. Now, HG is a Chinese company, just so you know, but this second version is much, much better than their original prototype version. And I'm pleased. We'll see how it holds up during the harsh winter here in Montana. And perhaps I'll do a follow-up video in the spring. If you got any value at all from this video, please give me a like. It costs you nothing, but it's a great value to me. And as usual, have a great day.